What is going on, guys? We are live on TikTok, live on YouTube. Going to be doing another live best ball draft on this stream. Really excited to get started. You'll be able to watch this draft live if you tune into the YouTube stream. How's it going, guys? What is going on? ZT Jax1, how we doing? Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be doing a live best ball draft on this stream in about 5 to 10 minutes. We are live on YouTube and we are live on TikTok. It has been a fantastic week, guys. I'm dialed in right now and I can't wait to start this draft and talk through some of my drafting strategy with all of you. And behind me you can see this comparison of if you're watching live on TikTok, two of the most highly drafted wide receivers, but Michael Thomas versus DK Metcalf really isn't a decision for anyone in any of the drafts I've been doing so far. Almost everyone is taking DK Metcalf over Michael Thomas. But according to Walter's projections and the 10,000 simulations of the upcoming season, we actually prefer Michael Thomas's ceiling and Michael Thomas's floor over DK Metcalf's ceiling and floor. I think these two guys are getting drafted incorrectly. How's your day going? How's it going, Julian? Welcome. What is up? Quick question. Who's worth second overall pick after CMC? Raiden. Good question. Well, I like how you phrased the question, first of all, because we all know Christian McCaffrey is the clear number one overall pick. There is no debating this. There's no debate. Christian McCaffrey, number one overall in every single format, in every single league. But at number two, I think it's Dalvin Cook. I think it is Dalvin Cook. I believed it was Saquon Barkley before we got some of the news about Saquon Barkley maybe not being full speed week one. I think it's Dalvin Cook. I think number 3 is Derrick Henry. I think number 4, especially in the PPR league, is Alvin Kamara. Then number 5 is where it really starts to get interesting. Do you trust Saquon Barkley is going to be playing week one? Because if you don't, then you're probably going with Jonathan Taylor or Ezekiel Elliott or Travis Kelce at the 5th overall pick. I think that the 5th overall pick is probably the toughest. Yo, Matt, how's it going? Are you big on Curtis Samuel? I wouldn't say big, but I do think the talent is there with Curtis Samuel. He's gotten better basically every single year that he's been in the league. So and I'm also big on Ryan Fitzmagic making that entire offense better. So I'd say net, I'm in on Curtis Samuel, but his price is being like 7th, 8th round, which is a little bit higher than I was expecting. So I haven't actually drafted him on as many teams as I would have thought. Thoughts on J.K. Dobbins? There's just not enough of a ceiling for J.K. Dobbins. Lamar Jackson's going to steal touchdowns. He's not going to get any catches. We know what J.K. Dobbins is giving us. He's giving us a good floor in a very good rushing offense, right? He's going to get 10 to 15 carries a game in one of the best rushing offenses in the NFL. But if the touchdowns are not there and the receptions are not there, he's going to be hard to really like in PPR leagues. And someone asked a question about Austin Eckler. Take a look at this team I formed with just my first 2 picks in a best ball draft the other day. Alvin Kamara, I got 6th overall. First of all, in a half PPR league, guys, Alvin Kamara is a top 4 player. It is Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, then it's Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas are going to lead the Saints in receiving this year. He's basically their second receiver. And then Austin Eckler is Alvin Kamara in a cheaper form. Austin Eckler has all of the same skill set as Alvin Kamara. He's a fantastic receiver, been top 10 in receiving efficiency the last 3 seasons. He has the best offensive line he's ever had, and he has extremely little competition for touches in that backfield. He checks every single box. If Austin Eckler can stay healthy for an entire season, he absolutely could finish as a top 3 running back in fantasy football, and that's what I'm banking on. I've drafted him a lot. Issue is he can't stay healthy. Yeah, this is an issue for a lot of different running backs, and this is why I mostly ignore injury history in fantasy football. And this might sound counterintuitive to a lot of people, but football is an extremely injury-prone sport, so I'm not going to pretend like I know who is going to get injured. For example, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry has been basically healthy his entire NFL career. Does that mean he's still not at a big risk of injury? No. He plays the most injury-prone position in the NFL. So I don't pretend like I know who's going to get injured. Obviously, some guys are at slightly higher risk than others. Saquon Barkley comes to mind immediately. I do think that in a vacuum, if there was no reports that Saquon Barkley was not going to play Week 1, I would be drafting Saquon Barkley second overall. I was doing this. But since those reports, I've cooled the Jets a little bit. I'm not willing to take Saquon Barkley until like 8th overall anymore. Until we see reports that he's going to get that workhorse workload that we want him to see in Week 1, I'm going to be completely avoiding Saquon Barkley in the first 6 picks of drafts. Guys, I am live on YouTube right now as well. Is the sound messed up? Oh no, Tucker. If you're live on YouTube, is the sound messed up for anyone else? Walter, I need help. Now that Julio is on the Titans, is Derrick Henry a good pickup this year? Yeah, Derrick Henry is still a top 3 running back in all formats in fantasy football, especially standard leagues, non-PPR scoring. Derrick Henry is going to still see at least 20 carries a game behind a good offensive line, and if anything, Julio Jones just makes it harder to stack the box against Derrick Henry. Sounds like the sound issue, Tucker, is on your end. Maybe my voice too. I got a little cold this morning. Do you like Josh Jacobs? No, I don't like Josh Jacobs very much. I do not like Josh Jacobs very much. And the reason is, first of all, Kenyon Drake is there, and they want him to be on the field on 3rd down. So Josh Jacobs is another guy that isn't going to get very many catches. I think Josh Jacobs is an underrated runner in the NFL, though. I feel like he's been underrated basically since he entered the league, and his offense has not done him very much help. But I do think that the team is going to continue not to give him very much help. The team is not that good. The offensive line did not improve this offseason. And the biggest concern for me with Josh Jacobs is the touchdowns going to be there. Because that's ultimately what it's going to come down to for Josh Jacobs, is how many touchdowns can he score. And I'm just not that confident in the offense. Who's the best player to draft first? It's definitely Christian McCaffrey. How do you feel about CEH as a mid-second round pick? Nick, thank you for asking this question. And if you followed me last season, you know that there's not a player I lost more money on than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm in 6 high-stakes fantasy leagues, thousands of dollars on the line in each of these leagues. And in 4 of them, I drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire last season with a top 5 pick. YouTube stream. I'm going to try to restart the stream. It sounds like there's some consistent audio issues going on. So I'll do my best. I'll be back.